Thank you for supporting Glaring Info channel. Hardship in Nigeria. Obasanjo has now come out to air his own view on how this hardship in Nigeria can be alleviated or mitigated. Now, he has offered his own advice and he has asked Tinubu's government to seek advice from Zimbabwe. Talk to Zimbabwe government so that they can help you the way they manage their own. When Zimbabwe was in this situation, and even Venezuela was also in this situation, so Obasanjo has come out now to tell Tinubu's administration. Of course, it's like telling Tinubu directly to talk to Zimbabwe and seek advice from them on how to manage the situation, especially with the extreme devaluation of the naira in the current currency exchange market. Okay, so the thing get as it be. Everybody now is trying to bring his own view or her own view on how to manage the situation. The former president, Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria, has said that the current administration in Nigeria might consider engaging with the government of Zimbabwe to address the current unprecedented level of inflation in the country. The former military leader and a two-time president spoke on Monday at a youth leadership symposium as part of activities lined up for the 87th birthday, said Nigeria had Zimbabwe to learn from. Obasanjo noted that given Zimbabwe's recent success in overcoming a similar challenge, it could offer valuable guidance to the West African giant, which is Nigeria being. Obasanjo charged Nigerians to remain strong in the face of the current situation of things, adding that the tough must get going when the time is rough and tough. He also advised that citizens take the situation to God, maintaining that the economic hardship and hunger will not be permanent. Committing suicide is not the end of any problem. Confront it and take it to God because He could do anything. Yes. Zimbabwe had this problem recently. Shouldn't we ask them how they did it, even if our approach will be different? Even if whatever we shall be doing will be different, we can ask questions to navigate our way out, he added. So the thing there is that we should talk to Zimbabwe to understand how Zimbabwe got out of the situation, especially this inflation rate, with Nigeria being in consumption regime rather than production, and with exchange rate now getting worse by the day. I'm telling you, with some of the economic decisions that Tinubu made that is actually hurting and haunting Nigeria, all of this put together, makes our economy to have that resemblance with that of Zimbabwe or that of Venezuela. But now Obasanjo is talking about Zimbabwe particularly. That we should ask them how they did it, how did they, when they had this problem, how did they wriggle themselves out of it, what were their approaches, even if we have to do our own thing different way or uniquely in a different way because of our cultural and lifestyle differences. At least we should borrow a clue from Zimbabwe because, like people are saying, that this government seems to be clueless. So if you are clueless and you have a neighbor that has clue, why not borrow the clue from your neighbor and then work on it to get out of the woods? So that is exactly what Obasanjo is trying to say, and I just hope that Tinubu administration will accept this advice, in good faith. Okay, and somebody saying Zimbabwe had president who is very intelligent, but in the case of Nigeria, how is Nigerian president intelligent? The case of Nigeria is how president, how is he intelligent? What is his intelligence level? That is it. So that is it. So Zimbabwe found itself in a very bad situation, but they had a president that is very intelligent and had a plan and a structure and was dedicated and committed, to getting sure that they get out of the woods. And he employed a lot of intellectuals into it, and it worked for them. What about our own? We have our technocrats. All our technocrats are thieves. Okay, So it's difficult to, to emulate, because when you have people who think they know, but what they know is actually to satisfy their selfish interest, it becomes very difficult. These are people that are putting their pocket first before the nation. So it's a difficult one. And somebody saying, is that all you have to say? But that is the truth now. If Zimbabwe came out, the first thing was because they had an intelligent and well-determined president that was ready to make things happen. What is the state of Nigerian president? How intelligent is he? Okay, is he doing a Wambe there and the Milocon syndrome affecting him? All right. And somebody is saying, when you are going your own, where do you take your advice? Abi? Eh? How? Is he talking to Obasanjo when he was doing his own? Where did he take advice from? Don't understand. Politics apart, this is a good advice, of course. But are they ready to take it? Also, it is an insult to the sensibilities of the abandoned, competent Nigerians all over the place for us to go to seek ideas from Zimbabwe on how to fix Nigeria's ailing economy. But even with all your technocrats and all the people, competent people you have, where are they? The ones that are in power are thieves. The ones that are outside power have run away for greener pastures abroad. So what do you think? The man has to, borrow sense from anybody around him that seems to have the sense that he needs. That is it. And someone said good advice from OBJ. And that is correct. Good advice from OBJ. Okay. And another person here is saying, Obasanjo is very right. At the time, Zimbabwe was in the news for the wrong reasons. Serious hardship hit the country, especially during the reign of Mugabe. But today, the story is different despite their limited natural resources. That is it. And so, which Zimbabwe? That's what somebody is saying. So, which Zimbabwe? The one that abandoned her currency to use USD and South Africa rands? There is nothing to learn from Zimbabwe unless you are saying we should abandon Naira and start using USD. And someone else is saying useless talk. So that's the question. Useless talk to what Obasanjo said, or to the comment that was just made. Which one is useless talk? Now someone else is saying, yes, it is good advice. Maybe the good Lord deliver my country, Nigeria, from hardship and from hardship. I said, amen. Okay. This is a good advice being expected from another statesman, not politicking. Not really politicking. So Nigeria is there, and Nigeria need to learn from Zimbabwe from what they're saying. But somebody saying it's an insult to the sensibility of Nigerian technocrats that are littered all over the world, that they can come together, form a conference, and then the recommendation that will come out of that conference will be so fantastic that it will be able to get Nigeria off the woods. So you cannot leave all these intellectuals home and abroad and say you want to consult a Zimbabwe government. Well, every advice is advice. It's left for the person that giving the advice to accept it or not. So thank you for listening, and let's have a comment.